We won, somehow. But I don't understand. Our attackers didn't seem to be synthesters at all. Who's there?
Bravo! Absolutely marvelous. Why, your physical prowess is simply staggering.
I'll do the talking. Who are you?
Before I answer that, please accept my apologies. The men you stripped just now are my subordinates. I'm very sorry if they took you. My name is Shion Kasugai. I'm the CEO, the president of Daishihan Pharmaceuticals.
The president of a drug conglomerate? What could you possibly want with us?
This town, Akiba, has hosted many strange happenings of late, wouldn't you agree? So many reports of random attacks, their victims left in inexplicable lethargy. But who are these attackers? Is there a roving gang of degenerates on the loose? Or is there something more to this? I simply must know.
So you're investigating the synthesters?
Oh, synthesters, you say? Is that what the perpetrators are calling themselves?
Damn.
If you know the proper term for them, well, how to put this delicately, you're clearly involved. Really now? You took to that scuffle rather well for a pair of oblivious children, and your moves, I've never seen anything like them, never once.
What is it you want?
I've been looking into these incidents privately for some time, but I've always come back empty-handed, until just recently. You see, by pure chance, I happened to catch wind of some local gossip. Would you believe a strange boy-girl duo has been running around Akiba, tearing people's clothes off in broad daylight? Such perversion.
We're not perverts, and we're not doing this for our own amusement either.
Oh, please don't misunderstand. It's not what you do that intrigues me. It's the results. You see, when these two people expose their victim's flesh, witnesses claim that flesh suffers some kind of massive sunburn all at once. Strange, isn't it? Now, of course, one might lay the blame on global warming or some such, but how could the same sunlight we're standing in now burn a man so quickly? And that, in turn, leads me to ask, what reason might you have for fighting these so-called synthesters in the first place? First things first, of course, I had to confirm your involvement, hence my little test, uncouth as it was. And now I've seen your strength, your speed, your endurance. Simply put, you can't possibly be human. Your panic is adorable, but entirely unnecessary. I'm not here to stand against you, but rather to offer my help. In short, I want a sample, a specimen of these synthesters. If I can get my hands on one, I can analyze its composition and learn what makes it tick. And who knows, that sort of information could be of use to you as well. Here's my card. If there's anything you'd like to discuss, please don't hesitate to contact me. I do look forward to meeting you both again. Particularly you, little boy. You're quite the handsome little devil.
So we're under surveillance, then. What's your impression of that woman? That's not what I meant. I'm not sure I trust her motives. And either way, her interest in the matter complicates things. At any rate, we should return to Mogra and discuss this with the others.
We're back. Oh hey, so are you. Found nothing to speak of, I take it?
Glad you made it back in one piece. But what happened to Kaito?
You know how it is with him. Once the patrol's over, it's straight off to the anime shops to hunt for rare goods. There's no stopping that dork.
Okay. Well, quieter without him around anyway. So I say let him have his fun. But since you're back at least, we got ourselves a little problem.
Here.
What's this? A business card? Daishihan Pharmaceuticals, CEO Shion Kasugai.
She's been following us.
What?
We were attacked by her subordinates. According to her, it was a test of our abilities.
What the hell? Are you telling me this, Shion Kasugai person is on the monster side?
She doesn't appear to be part of the organization, no. It seems she's simply taken an interest in the synthesters.
Wait, so does she know you are one?
Well, I don't believe age should be a barrier to love, per se. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Aha, tee-hee. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. Oh, no need for those faces. I left the henchman back at the office this time.
Hold up a sec. You here as a customer, pretty lady? Or did you come here on business?
Let's just say I'm hoping to make friends, or acquaintances at the very least.
So, a customer then. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? Welcome to Game Bar Mogra. What do you have?
Well, it's a bit early in the day for sake, so perhaps I'll sample a bit of this tea. Iced, please.
Coming right up.
Why are you here exactly?
I come bearing gifts. Well, one gift, but I think you'll appreciate it. Might I take your picture with my phone, little boy? Much obliged. All right, hold still. There we are.
What's going on? You're all staticky, but everything around you is crystal clear.
It's a photo app I put together, based on the results of my research and analysis so far. It's still in early alpha, but it works. You see, synthesters give off a slight glow of sorts that's invisible to the naked eye. But as I learned from the data I gathered, if you're able to see the UV spectrum, it looks like a wavy distortion in the surrounding light. To tell you the truth, I couldn't have made this breakthrough without you. You see, when I sicked my subordinates on you, I had one of them grab a hair from your head.
So you really did know he was a synthester from the very start, then?
That was my hypothesis, yes. And now it's confirmed. In any case, if you make use of this app, you'll be able to distinguish between synthesters and ordinary humans easily.
Okay, so why not just give everybody the app for free? It'd cut down on the number of victims, don't you think?
Well, I had considered that, yes, but for one thing, the app has a very short range. You can only see the distortion if they're very close by. If we encouraged everyone to get closer to the synthesters, we'd only be exposing them to danger. It's putting the cart before the horse. Remember also, the general public isn't truly aware of their existence yet. Introduce an app like this into the environment we have now, and suddenly, everyone wants a piece of the pie. And then, nothing but headaches.
Wait, Shizuku, you said before you were able to tell synthesters from regular people, right? How do you do it? Is there some kind of giveaway or something?
My case is a bit special. I can simply sense them.
And that's where I come in. If you use my app, you won't need to rely on one single person's senses to spot the enemy anymore.
What are you after?
I already told you. I'm simply interested in the synthesters themselves. There's some kind of nefarious organization pulling the strings behind the scenes, actively striving to create disorder in this town. And I want to know what we're dealing with. I want to know what manner of creature these things are, and what this secret organization is planning to do with them. They must be the ones responsible for your condition as well, are they not? They're hunting for something. But you refused to be a part of it, didn't you? You rejected them and fled. Why is that? Oh, I wonder if you'll be hunting my tail then, now that we've become acquainted. At any rate, this has been a most enlightening conversation. My app is yours to use as you wish, and I do hope you'll put it through its paces. Ah, but look at the time. I'm afraid I'll have to cancel my tea order.
Huh? But it's just about done. You gonna pay for it at least?
Oh, of course. You may keep the change as well.
A 10,000 yen bill. Man, you management types sure don't mess around.
Hey, I know that ringtone. It's one of Rin's songs, right?
Of course. She sings for our company as a mascot idol.
Oh yeah, like in that TV commercial for your guys' cold medicine, right?
Yes. And she has a little surprise performance in store for everyone today. Not long from now, in fact.
What? Seriously? You wouldn't happen to know where, would you?
At the plaza outside the Bella Hall Assembly Hall, if memory serves.
We should totally go. Shizuku, what do you think? Do you want to come with?
I'll pass.
Oh, okay. Well, then the two of us will go. We'll patrol the area, test out the camera app, and catch the street show all at once. 3 birds with 1 stone.
On that note, it's time I take my leave. Until we meet again. Oh! We meet again. Quite a strange coincidence, wouldn't you say? Oh, nothing quite so dramatic, I'm afraid. Our meeting is 120% coincidence, I assure you. So, have you been making use of the app I gave you? Excellent. I'm glad to hear it's been helpful. Thanks to all this stimulating research material, I've been feeling rather good about myself these days, for the first time in a long while. Where did the synthesters come from? And to what end are they stealing life energy from humans? Why are they weak to sunlight? And what gives them their superhuman strength? And through what process does one become a synthester in the first place? I have so many questions, it makes me feel like a little girl again. Look over there. The group gathered around that bargain sale is wearing awfully thick clothes for this time of year, aren't they? This looks like a job for my Synthester app. And bingo!
The hell are you looking at?
Oh no, self-defense is very much a lady's prerogative, you know.
You're Synthester hunters!
Worthless scum! How can you stand against our glorious vision?
We've been promised S-rank rare goods for defeating you, so now you die in the name of limited edition strippers and figure variants!
Are you all right? I do hope you weren't injured. Me? Well, I'll have to send my clothes to the cleaners, but other than that, I'm fine. However, you heard what that brute said, no? It would seem there's a reward on your head, and the heads of your friends, I'd assume. This won't be the last of them. More and more will come after you now. Nothing motivates a miscreant like greed. I believe that warrants a report back to the other freedom fighters, no? Well, until we meet again, little boy. Things are certainly heating up, aren't they? Don't let me interrupt. This conversation is fascinating. All this talk of training is so delightfully anachronistic that I couldn't help but overhear. It practically resonated through the streets.
Ah, Miss President, welcome.
President? Who is this lady? She looks expensive.
Oh yeah, guess you ain't met her yet. This is the lady who gave us that Synthester finding app.
Shion Kasugai. You may think of me as a woman of mystery, come to give my support to the Akiba freedom fighters.
Woman of mystery, huh? You come across more like a queen. Like maybe an ice queen.
What was that?
Nothing. He said nothing. I'm Yuto Tachibana, and this man, who simply does not know when to keep his mouth shut, is my brother Kaito. It's a pleasure.
A pleasure to meet you both as well. Now then, about this training. Is there any way I might be of assistance? I see. So, to summarize, you're facing an extraordinarily dangerous foe, and you want to become as strong as possible in as short a time as possible. I love it, and it would be my pleasure to assist. In fact, the whole of Daishihan Pharmaceuticals is at your disposal. We're behind you 100%. You see, there are numerous secret drugs I've been meaning to test out, and this seems the perfect opportunity. I've been told none of them have any notable side effects, so fear not. You'll be right as rain.
That sounds unbelievably shady.
May I say something? You're already stronger than a normal human being, but I don't think you've yet realized your true potential, so to speak. Your judgment is still untrained. As you continue fighting, however, I believe the circumstances of each battle will help you learn proper technique.
So basically, he needs more XP. Learn how to fight against specific opponents in specific situations, right?
And that brings us back to you, Pops. What kind of training did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking you could light yourselves on fire and run around, or stop an iron wrecking ball with your bodies. Stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure neither of those would end well.
Yeah, I was thinking more like regular weights. Oh, or wall sitting for a whole day to work my leg muscles.
What do you think? Which training method seems best to you?
Wise choice.
I think that's a mistake, but whatever. Just remember, basic training could do you good. Grow you some muscles. And some guts, too.
Come along, then. No time for chit-chat. The battle arena should work well enough for our purposes. Physically, you are quite the exemplar, even by Synthester standards. But your actual combat performance is merely adequate, given what you should be capable of. I fear that perhaps your muscle memory is holding you back, remnants of your humanity serving as a limiter of sorts. To combat this rift between ability and skill, I present you with our newest experimental energy drink, Bald Bull. Loaded with an absolutely irresponsible amount of traditional Chinese herbs, this elixir will stimulate every cell in your body and open those eyes nice and wide. You won't even be able to measure the extent of your abilities anymore, and all those nasty limiters in your mind will be yesterday's news. Oh, but don't worry, no illegal substances were used in the making of this concoction. It's perfectly safe, I swear. All right, now face the woman of mystery. The difficulty level for this match is very hard, so please don't fret if you lose.
What the hell? Oh! No way!
Getting back up.
Well, I'm out. Sorry! Oh, my. Quite impressive. Quite impressive indeed. The way you stripped my clothes off without a hint of shame or hesitation, c'est magnifique. However, I can't say I approve of you freely gawking at my body, so please do return my clothes to me. now. Well, it certainly was quite an experience being out in the open in nothing but the bare essentials. But that aside, I'd consider this a wonderfully successful field test for Bald Bull. So, why don't you and I carry on a bit and see just how long all these beautiful effects can last? My, such potency. And your stamina. I thought you'd never stop. This little trial of ours has gone beyond my wildest hopes.
Oh, hey, you made it. We were just about to start looking for synthesters.
If we see any suspicious people, we report to the others right away, yes?
Almo's presence has me worried, so I'd prefer anyone who spots a synthester not to pursue it very far.
Of course. And if that Amo person happens to be nearby, the app should indicate as much. In fact, I imagine it'd react even more strongly.
Just out of curiosity, you're the president of a huge company, right, Ms. Kasugai? Because lately, it seems like you're always hanging out with us. Don't you, I don't know, have work to do?
Isn't that what being a president's all about? Just kicking up your feet on your giant desk and letting other people do all the work?
Oh, I'd say I do a bit more than that. Why, only 6 hours ago, I was at a business conference in Sydney. I'd say I've been rather busy, wouldn't you agree?
Whoa! You serious?
I simply spare more time for the synthester matter than I do for other projects. I happen to see more value in it.
Ma'am must learn to show greater discretion, however. We're already receiving numerous complaints from every department.
Huh? Who's that?
Ah, he's our managing director, Koma Sakaguchi, a man who's been vigorously targeting my seat for quite some time now.
I've been doing no such thing. I've come to bring you back to the office. Your next conference is scheduled to start any minute now. Honestly, how can you continue to play innocent when your gallivanting has gone so far as to have a co-worker sent out to fetch you?
I'm not playing at all. I am an entirely reasonable, thoroughly beautiful young woman, innocent as can be.
We have the car waiting, ma'am. We haven't the time for this.
All right, you've got me. No need to give me that look. Well, everyone, best of luck to you on the hunt.
If you'll excuse us.
And off she goes.
And she's gone. What the hell was that all about, I wonder? I mean, she works for Daishihan, doesn't she? She's like their poster girl. So why would Daishihan thugs be chasing her down? Yeah, that's a good idea. Next time she comes into the bar, we'll do exactly that. You know, I keep thinking back, remember? She said we shouldn't turn our backs on that Daishihan lady.
Rin said that?
Well now, what sort of conversation am I interrupting this time?
Ah, Miss President!
Just talking about the latest gossip is all.
Oh, I do love juicy gossip. What was it? Or perhaps you'd prefer not to sing my praises while I'm here.
No, it wasn't praises. Apparently, Rin said we shouldn't turn our backs on you, Miss President.
Man, you didn't have to give it to her straight like that. At least dance around the topic a little.
Oh, but I don't think Miss President seems like a bad person. So I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding.
But it is rather distressing. I wonder why she thinks so poorly of me.
We don't actually know why Rin told us that either, to be honest.
What do you think of all this? Am I untrustworthy? Curves do have a way of deflecting attacks. Lucky of me to have them, I suppose. Still, I doubt that Rin's distrust of me is quite so personal.
What do you mean?
She may be a bit disillusioned with Daishihan Pharmaceuticals as a whole.
Huh. But doesn't she work as an ad girl for you guys? Don't tell me she's being underpaid.
Our remuneration is most generous, I assure you. Rin must have found something relating to the synthesters. Within the company, I should be the only person aware of the synthesters' existence. But some of our employees may well be perceptive enough to have caught on themselves, partially at least. And among them, some might be unsavory enough to exploit what they know for personal gain. Which could give Rin the impression that I'd be in league with their nefarious tricks.
That's quite a theory. Sounds like you might have a few ideas what these nefarious tricks are, unless I'm completely off the mark on that.
Well, I may be the CEO, but that doesn't mean I know everything that happens within our walls. Still, I may know where to start looking for answers at least. And I hope you believe me when I tell you I truly wish to give you my full assistance. For starters, I think I may snoop around the office a bit. If I find anything, I'll be sure to let you know right away.
Okay, how about if we just meet with Rin and just straight up, ask her what she meant? After patrol time, I guess. First things first, right? Let's start with Main Street today.
Greetings and salutations to you all. What's this I hear about the freedom fighters gaining a new member?
Shion Kasugai!
At ease, Rin. Or shall I call you Ms. Tokikaze? I have no desire to fight you.
Then why did you come here?
Rin, calm down. Let's hear what she has to say.
Thank you, Shizuku. I know you first came to my company because you were looking for something. And I also know there must be a reason you harbor such misgivings about the company now, yes?
There is a reason. It's because of the synthesters who've been terrorizing Akiba. Every time they show up, I search the area, and I always find Daishihan's tracks somewhere nearby. Tracks so deep and obvious you shouldn't even try to deny them. Daishihan's involved, and that's crystal clear.
And that's why you entered our poster girl contest, I suppose.
So, President Shion Kasugai, are you going to stand there and tell me you have no idea what's going on inside your own company? Wherever there are synthesters, Daishihan is always close behind them.
I'm afraid you're only half right, Rin. And the other half is absolutely wrong.
Excuse me?
The reason I've been playing hooky so much lately is because my company suffered a bit of a coup d'etat, you might say.
A coup d'etat? That don't sound good.
A particular faction in the office has been fighting to dethrone me. If they take my place, they'll impose their own management paradigm, very different from mine. Officially, they're pursuing research and development for a new medical breakthrough. Well, breakthrough might be putting it too mildly. Supposedly, this new technology can stimulate the human body at the cellular level, accelerating everything from healing time to muscle growth.
You don't mean...
My, you catch on quick. Now, if I were to venture a guess, I'd say their efforts have been focused on synthesters' medical treatments. Synthesters may be weak to sunlight and prone to violence, but in other ways, they're far superior to the rest of us.
Except they operate outside all sense of reason or purpose. To use beings like that for any sort of personal gain is...
Let's get back to the point. You're admitting Daishihan Pharmaceuticals is connected to the organization.
I'm saying it may very well be. Unfortunately, we have no proof. What I can say is that my company has vermin in the walls, and they're constantly scurrying behind my back.
Meaning, if Daishihan is in cahoots with the organization, you're not involved, right?
That's what I have been trying to tell you, yes. It's a bit of a shame, really. When the synthesters first came about, I thought I was the first in the company to know anything about them. I never suspected that anyone around me could have been involved, let alone behind it all, if that's what they are. I was so busy looking, I missed the answers right under my nose.
Always darkest right by the lamppost, huh?
Well, coup d'etat or no, I'm still officially the company president. I'll do what I can to clean house and expose whatever threads bind us to this organization. But Rin, I truly would appreciate your help. I want you to continue investigating Daishihan from the inside, just as you have been.
I'd have done that with or without you. And don't think I've taken my eye off you yet, Shion Kasugai. For all we know, you're just here to trick us into letting our guard down.
Believe what you will. It is my company, after all. Ultimately, the responsibility does rest with me. Oh, well, thank you. I'll do all I can to reward your faith with the best information I can find. At any rate, I believe I've told you all I know. If I discover anything useful, I'll be sure to contact you again post-haste. Though I may not be CEO for much longer.
Shion Kasugai. How far can we trust you?
Hello? Ah, good, you're here. Could I have a moment of your time? I have a small favor to ask, you see. I don't know how to say this, but could I impose upon you to give me a small amount of your blood? No, nothing of the sort. As you might recall, I began studying your genetic profile not long after we met. Well, it's been quite some time since I last examined the sample I took from you, so I thought a follow-up might be in order. You are, after all, a rather unique case, existing as both a synthester and a night eater at the same time. And I do feel obligated to help find some means of returning you to human form. So if you'd please give me your left hand, this will only take a moment. Oh, there we are. I'll take this back to the lab at once and see what I can uncover. But before I go, I thought I should tell you, you seem like a new man these days. And I mean that in the best possible way, of course. The first time we spoke, you seemed unreliable, as if you'd fallen into a stream and were just allowing the current to carry you where it may. But now, you act of your own volition, with your own goals and desires at the forefront of your mind. It's clear just how much you care for this town, and for your freedom fighter companions. Good to see your sense of humor hasn't changed, but you mustn't tease your big sister so. If I learn anything interesting from the blood test, I'll be sure to let you know. Until we meet again, mon ami.
Huh? Wait, was that Shion Kasugai? What did she want with you? She certainly seemed cheerful. Your first time? First time for what? Anyway, isn't it about time for you to go on patrol? I'll go with you today. As will I. You've been working my sister ragged. It's about time you give someone else a chance. Let's go then, to Junk Street. We're off! Is something wrong, Rin? It's just nagging at me. Shion Kasugai swears she has no connection to the organization, right? But if that's the case, what's she after? Why is she even involved with the Freedom Fighters? And with you? When we first met, She said she was only interested to learn more about the synthesters.
That's what I mean, though. Why would she be studying them? What does she hope to gain from it? And once she finds whatever she's looking for, what is she planning to do with it? It just doesn't add up. I certainly hope that's all it is.
It's okay. Miss Kasugai is one of the holy knights who loves Akiba, just like us. I'm certain Akiba is at the front of her mind in all she does.
I wish I could believe that. But right now, we've got bigger problems. Those people over there are synthesters. Katy, you need to get somewhere safe. Phew. Well, that takes care of that, I guess. You don't seem to be any worse for wear, so I'd call this mission complete. So, Katy, you want to get some tea before heading back? Without him, of course. Something wrong, Katy? This is no time to be an idiot. Katy! Hey! Pull yourself together! Her eyes don't even seem to be in focus. Wait, I'm sensing... No, it couldn't be.
Call out to her all you want. She won't respond.
Big brother!
I have some business with her, I'm sorry to say. But don't worry, I will do nothing improper. You have my word. You see, I'm lacking in pawns now, thanks to Zenya's defeat. So I'll be borrowing your maid for a spell. My plan is nearly complete. The final moment is at hand. Come, my little foreign princess.
Katy is under your control?
She has a special gift. When I saw her before, I must admit, it surprised me. Hurry now. We must be off.
Wait! Big brother! I don't sense his presence anymore. Damn it. Even I couldn't stop this from happening. Can't believe he'd actually take control of Katy. Big brother. Well, we can't just stand around feeling sorry for ourselves. We need to let the others know what happened. Let's get back to Mogra.
Nothing on my end either. I spoke with the super at Katy's building, but it seems she hasn't gone home.
Been a long time since she vanished, too. Sure hope she's okay.
Phone's going straight to voicemail, and she's not answering any of my emails.
We can't even track her by GPS if her phone isn't on.
I sent the word out to everybody I know in town. Told them to call me right away if anybody sees her.
I've been checking Pitter, but no one said anything about a foreign maid. Without Raiko around, Mogra feels so sad and lonely.
Yeah, don't know when it happened, but she really came to be like the Freedom Fighters mascot.
It's my fault. I was there, but I wasn't able to save her.
Don't blame yourself, Rin. If anyone should be blamed, it's me. I'm the one who got you all mixed up in this in the first place.
Okay, seriously, just stop. You are like the two most guilt-ridden people I have ever seen. It's ridiculous. You've both helped a ton at cutting down on the number of synthester victims, you know. Shouldn't that count for something?
Toko's right. There's no reason to beat yourselves up over this.
That Soga dude said he wouldn't do anything improper with her, right?
Ah, Miss Kasugai.
Any word on Katy's whereabouts?
Nothing yet.
Oh dear, I certainly hope she's all right.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you lot, but I'm tired of sitting here and worrying about her. If we got no new info yet, then let's get out there and find some.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's split up so we cover more ground. She must still be in Akiba somewhere.
Got it.
You bet. Let's get moving.
You ain't going, Shion?
I'm certainly concerned for Katy's safety, but I actually came to speak with this gentleman. So, are you available to talk? How about we have ourselves a chat while we aid the others in their search? We can take the park area just before the station. She's a good girl, beloved by all, that Katy. I truly hope she's unharmed wherever she is. Sorry to change the subject, but I wonder if I might ask you a few questions. Firstly, have you been experiencing any physical abnormalities of late? Perhaps feeling a bit sluggish, or having your legs give out from under you, or maybe some slight dizziness? That's good then. If that should change, however, please be sure you let me know immediately, all right? As it happens, when analyzing that blood sample I took the other day,
You.
Katy, you're all right.
I've come to get you.
She's not herself. She's being controlled.
Come to get you.
What do you mean you've come to get him?
Can't sustain. Body breaking down. Need to help him, or else
What?
his future Soga will protect.
I don't understand.
Come with me.
I won't let you take him. You can't just come and drag him away like that.
If you won't listen, then I'll have to take him by force.
I don't think we have any choice but to fight. If Rin is correct, she should be weak to sunlight like all the others now. So let's strip her down. We did it. We've stopped her. Huh? Hang in there. What's going on? You're burning up. It's just as I thought. You're not well. Please, stay with me.
As I said, need to help him, or else.
All right. I believe you. You can take him to Soga if you must. But I have one condition. I'm coming along. He is not to go alone.
Very well. I'll show you the way. Follow me.
Can you stand? Here, prop yourself up on my shoulder. Good, good. If you have the energy to make inappropriate comments, I think you'll get through this just fine. We're headed to see Soga. I know it's not ideal, but nothing good can come of you dying on us. In fact, if you die, then everything we've done will be meaningless. So think lively thoughts. I'll make sure you get through this okay, no matter what it takes. Interesting. So the organization is using the construction site for the new Radio Kaikon building as its headquarters.
Ms. President! I mean, Ms. Former President.
Well, well, if it isn't Sakaguchi. So you do have ties to the organization, just as I suspected. Impressive work keeping me from proving it all this time.
Never mind me. Why are you here?
Why, indeed.
She's here because I summoned her.
Soga, sir!
Actually, it's only the boy I summoned. The other one's an unexpected bonus.
Oh? Is there some reason I shouldn't be here?
No, you're quite welcome, I assure you. By all accounts, you're a rare prodigy in the fields of medicine and biology. Elected CEO at such a young age, you are, or were, like a modern-day noblewoman. And since you've come, I can only assume you intend to help us realize our goal. Or perhaps...
Let's just say I'm listening. Though, if you want my help, I must forewarn you. It'll come at a price.
Oh? And what might that be?
First, you release Katy Raikkonen. And second...
Let me guess. I saved the boy's life.
I see we're on the same page. Those are my two conditions. Do we have a deal? This is all I can do right now. You won't last much longer as you are.
Soga, sir, you promised that if I drove this woman out of the company, you'd...
The lady and I are speaking, Sakaguchi, and I prefer not to be interrupted again. Besides, it wasn't you who drove her out. As I recall, she left of her own volition, no? So, everything is as it should be. And if you misunderstood our terms, that is strictly your fault.
My deepest apologies, sir.
Now, back to the matter at hand. In regards to your first condition, Katy will be released shortly, though not before I erase a few of her memories. You understand.
As long as she's safe.
As for the boy, the affliction he suffers runs deep. I cannot say for certain that I'll be able to cure him right away.
What? But that means...
Please, hear me out. I intend to do all that I can. First things first, I'd suggest he be adorned with this rosary. That should help keep his Night Eater side under control. His case is a complex one, having been transformed from a synthester to a Night Eater's familiar. I fear the two powers are fighting one another within him, placing the very structure of his body in danger of breaking down. With that rosary suppressing his Night Eater blood, however, he should feel slightly better soon.
You do seem more stable, at least for the moment.
So, have I cleared your conditions then? For now, I'm afraid I have work to do. But when I need you, I will call.
Understood. I suppose we can't very well go back to the Akiba freedom fighters now, can we? As I said before, please don't worry about me. Things do look bleak, but we've learned one very important fact. Your physical ailments come from the conflict between your synthester blood and the Night Eater blood. If we could isolate one or the other and remove it from your body, or perhaps... I can't promise immediate results from this, but I believe there may be something I can do for you. For now, though, you absolutely need caloric intake to help your body recover. In my professional opinion, we should go for some curry.
Damn.
Apparently, our new business associate stayed true to his word and released Katy. Toko emailed me about it just now. But now she's turned her concern on us, since we've essentially vanished off the grid. I suppose we can't exactly tell her we're working with Soga Kagutsuki, can we?
Fortunately, it won't be necessary for you to associate yourselves with Mr. Kagutsuki any longer.
Well, if it isn't Sakaguchi, what can we do for you?
I regret that it's come to this after Mr. Kagutsuki went to such great pains to win your cooperation. But, well, to get right to the point, your participation within the organization is less than ideal for me.
Because you're worried I might have a look at your synthester research, I presume?
What? That's... Well, that concludes your exit interviews. Now, let's give these two their severance packages.
Sir,
Oh, a fine lot we've drawn, offending the main villain's whiny sidekick. How are you feeling? Are you up for a fight? This could get a bit unpleasant. Of course, you'll have me by your side, so shall we teach these brutes some manners?
Please, I'm opposed to violence. Don't hurt me, please. I have a wife and children and a 26-year loan on my mortgage.
Using the synthesters to further your own business ambitions is rather shady, I'd say. And perhaps a bit too heavy a burden for a mere underling like you, Sakaguchi.
Shady? What nerve! I'll have you know the synthester's somatic cells display properties that could be used to treat otherwise incurable illnesses and, well, suffice it to say, my research could save countless lives.
Furthering medical science is a valiant goal indeed. But you never truly cared about that, did you? You only wanted fame and fortune, no matter what you had to do to achieve it.
You were studying them too. Are you going to stand there and tell me you weren't planning on profiting from them yourself?
Right now, I have only one goal I'm working toward. Studying the synthesters is secondary.
Don't tell me it's to rescue that boy, is it? Because that would just be absurd.
What's so absurd about it? I've fallen in love with him. Who are you to tell me that such feelings should have lower priority than my professional ambition? You mean to tell me you hadn't noticed? My whole reason for helping the Akiba freedom fighters was because you were there. When indeed. A lady would never be so boorish as to detail the steady progression of her fancy.
I'm still here, you know. You're still talking to me. And I've still got the organization behind me, 100%.
Sadly, I'm afraid that isn't so. The organization has no use for pawns who can't perform their tasks.
Mr. Kagutsuki, sir!
What a sorry state you're in, Sakaguchi.
I can explain.
You know I only require Daishi Home Pharmaceuticals. There's no reason their representative need be you. In fact, if she'll cooperate with us. I do believe Miss Kasugai would be far better suited to that role. She is, after all, worth a great deal more. Consider this your notice of termination.
No! Think of all the funding we've provided. We gave you your base of operations. And we proposed the plan to give the synthesizers performance enhancers. Oh, I proposed that plan. Me!
Performance enhancers? Ah, yes, that drug of yours. You and Xenia worked independently on that little experiment, no? I'm content simply fueling the synthesizers with my own will. But then, what I seek is only the purest life energy, untainted by those vile drugs of yours.
How can you say that?
Begone. Get out of my sight.
Why me?
Now then. My apologies. I do hope he wasn't a burden on you. I knew I would have to remove him sooner or later, so you have my thanks for helping to put that unpleasantness behind us.
That's quite all right. I assume by your presence that you had some idea he might attack us?
I was not unaware of the possibility.
All right, so you put us in harm's way to carry out your dirty work. I'd say we've earned a few answers, wouldn't you? I want to know what your goal is here. Why you've subjected this town to such chaos. I want to know what merit there is in filling the streets with synthesizers.
Very well. You are already complicit, after all. The synthesizers are merely the groundwork for a much larger plan. My ultimate goal is the town itself. I intend to turn Akiba into a perfect, dark utopia.
A dark utopia?
Once I've done that, I'll be able to gather life energy from all over Japan, nay, from all over the world. And then the Night Eaters will finally take their rightful place. Our people will rise from the brink of extinction to the heights of glory.
Just to be clear, when you refer to the Night Eaters, you are including Shizuku and Rin, yes?
Of course. They have grand roles to play in the coming world order. And I'm expecting great things from you as well. You and that magnificent brain of yours. I have no doubts of your commitment to the cause. Now, I have a task for you to perform. I'll come and meet you afterward. So please, do feel free to take your time and enjoy your work.
A dark utopia, huh? How does he plan to pull that off, I wonder? If his plans involve hurting innocent people, then I agree. We have to stop him. Whatever we do, we have to be smart about it. We make our move only after we've learned all there is to know about Soga's plan. We should return to the organization's research lab for now. So how are you feeling? The color seems to have mostly returned to your face, at least. Though, you have a rather dark look in your eyes, and I don't think it's from physical discomfort. Come on now, you know we can't do that. I brought you to the organization for one reason, and one reason only. And that's to save your life, to find a cure for whatever it is that's going on inside of you. Well, not that we don't already know what's killing you. It's your duality. Synthester and Night Eater both, all in a single body. In the end, as necessary as it may have been at the time, it's Shizuku's blood that's done this to you. Imagine what she'd think if she found out about that. There's no doubt in my mind she'd blame herself. She'd be crushed under the weight of her actions and fall into a deep despair. Which is all the more reason I think we need to solve this problem on our own before we tell her anything. must be some solution to be found, some means to save your life. And we can't rest until it's in our hands. Though, I fear our time may be running out. Not to mention the looming threat of Soga's dark utopia.
Ah, there you are. Come. I think you'll be very interested to see this.
Interested to see what now? What in the world?
Operation Arc. It intensifies the power of will, and so it represents the very core of my plan for the dark utopia. To put it simply, it's a sort of blueprint.
I'd like to take a closer look, if I may. Interesting. So, this is where all that siphoned energy ends up, then?
That's correct. And very soon the system will spring fully into life, extracting the energy from every living being in Akihabara. Without the need for the synthesters, I might add.
So the life energy you've gathered so far is solely being used as fuel to power it?
Exactly. And the moment I switch on this device will be the moment my dark utopia becomes a reality.
Then this machine will serve as a source of new life for the Night Eaters.
However, there's a problem. The system is set to begin its first boot-up test shortly. But someone has been stealing life energy away from the synthesters.
The Akiba freedom fighters?
No. They don't have the means for a grand-scale metaphysical heist.
So, there's someone else at work here?
Everyone I've sent out to learn more has not returned safely. Which is why I'm sorry to say, I feel it's best I ask you to look into this matter personally. The system is still lacking in life energy, you see. It needs more than it's been given. You have chosen wisely. It would seem the majority of disappearances have been occurring along the side streets.
Side streets it is, then. Come on, let's see what we can find.
I await your successful return.
Damn it! Why are you doing this? I thought you were on our side. Never mind that. Just give me more life energy.
What's going on here? Is that Xenia Amo hunting synthesters?
Did you? Oh, what great timing. Here, you take care of him. I'm out of here. Stop! Curses, he got away. Long time no see.
Why are you hunting synthesters?
What business is out of yours?
None yet, but I'm sorry to say that's about to change.
What? What is the meaning of this? Doesn't matter. Regardless of your motive, I will not allow anyone to stand in my way.
Then here you shall fall, Amo. Let's go.
Damn! Still not enough?
I'll spare your life, but only if you promise not to hunt even one more synthester.
Hold it right there! What the hell are you doing?
The ruckus was coming from over here. Hey!
The Akiba freedom fighters. This doesn't bode well.
It's you. What are you doing in a place like this?
And you're with Shion and that Amo creep. What the hell's going on?
Ugh! This is as far as I go.
Crap! Off he goes.
Tell us what's going on.
Let's go. We achieved what we set out to do. We'll head for Main Street and lose them in the crowd.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
Please, stop!
Miss Kasugai, can't you please give us some clue as to what's happening?
Come on.
Wait!
So it's Xenia who's been hunting the synthesters, is it?
He gave no indication as to why, though.
I suppose even he can have an original thought every now and again. Xenia, hard to believe you're still alive.
Have you managed to collect all the energy you need?
I have. Soon, the system will awaken. And when it does, my dark utopia will be realized. You two need only watch the events as they unfold.
My, this is happening quickly.
Yes, but there are still other preparations to be made. Perhaps now would be the time to tour Akiba and burn its image into your memory. The last moments of the great otaku mecca.
Well, I'm not about to burn the last moments of the great otaku mecca into my memory. But I do think it might be worthwhile to step out for a moment and see what's happening. Let's head to Akimori's shrine. If that system is successfully activated, I'm betting ordinary humans wouldn't be able to get anywhere near that construction site anymore. Including me, of course. I have an idea. But if this idea fails, my life and yours will both be in grave danger. Still, I do believe it could work. Or rather, if you really want to become human again, I think it may be the only way. Ooh, that's the spirit. I do so love that aggressive side of you. Now, here's my plan. Before the system's boot up is completed, we steal it. But it's not impossible. Since the system was built to store the life energy collected from others, that means one of its basic functions must be to regulate that energy. If I'm right, we should be able to harness that function and use it to regulate the flow of life energy within your body, essentially remaking you into a human being once more. It's the only thing left we can do, even if our chances of success are, admittedly, not very high. But you know what they say, desperate times call for desperate measures. And I'm aware just how desperately risky this particular measure is. Yet, despite all that, I want you to trust me on this one. Thank you. And should this plan of mine succeed, I have a request for you, for when you've become human once again. Will you hear me out? If we make it through this, I want you to stop calling me Ms. Kasugai. Call me Shion. Really? You promise? I'm sure you've been calling me Ms. Kasugai out of respect, since I am an older woman of relatively high social standing. Still, I just think it might be nice to be addressed casually, as an equal or even a friend. I mean, for whatever else I may be, I am still a girl deep down. Did you just snicker? You're a brave man standing up to evil without a care. But when it comes to women, you still have a lot to learn. Once this is all over, let's both go back to the Freedom Fighters HQ and beg everyone's forgiveness together. But until that time comes, we need to focus on winning, on defeating Soga Kagutsuki. I wouldn't worry, though. You're like a good luck charm. When push comes to shove, I know you'll shock the world with what you can do. Come on, let's go. Let's go secure your future.
Did you need something?
I'll cut to the chase. We're here to take your machine.
Pity. I thought you were smarter than that.
Oh, but I am. In fact, I'm always right about everything.
I expected so little of you, and yet you still come up short.
Your plan is sick, and I won't let you use the system for it. I'm going to use it to save this boy's life.
Now that is disappointing. If nothing else, I believed you were at least a woman of logic and reason. But here you are, about to sacrifice your future for that brat.
This isn't a sacrifice. It's an investment in a whole other future, a brighter one.
I see.
But there is one thing I still don't understand. And that's why you let the synthesters loose in Akiba specifically. Why here? Why make this town into your dark utopia over any other?
We're an ancient race, we Night Eaters, descended from the gods themselves. Long ago we existed as earth deities, and the piety of our human subjects was all we needed to sustain ourselves. And it was a simple task to remain pious, as it required nothing more than respect for nature. We were a part of nature after all. So in return for that respect, we watched over the people of this land, guarding their civilization. But now, take a look around. All people cling to in this day and age is their own selfish greed. Nature has been all but forgotten as these gluttonous fools live their lives in sole pursuit of meaningless desire.
An unfortunate side effect of progress. Nature gives us food and light, but also disease and limitations. We use science and medicine to harness the good and expel the bad.
Which proves my point. Your people's advances brought with them a sense of entitlement, a soft self-conceit, blighting mankind worse than any natural sickness. But this town is different. Akihabara's particular brand of lust and desire is entirely unique.
Oh? And how's that exactly?
Theft, corruption, deception. These are wants which go against man's natural instincts. They are foul and disgusting. But here, those festering desires are ignored, and in their place is unadulterated lust, but a pure lust, new and untarnished. Here, pilgrims offer their devotion, laying down their livelihoods for animation, for games, for songmakers. A new form of piety has flourished within these streets, in reverence to an entirely new sort of god.
That's ludicrous.
No, it's the truth, and I can prove it. The energy I've collected from the people in this town has been inordinately fine and pure. These people have remained chaste in service to their view of the world. Akiba is utterly awash in unspoiled virginity, and their hymns of praise shall echo through the streets of my dark utopia forever. That is the purpose I have been given. Now, perhaps we two understand one another. But what of you, boy? What makes your life, this life, so worth fighting for that you would condemn the Night Eater's future in order to prolong it? Very well. This is to be a war for survival, then. It's you or the Night Eaters. And I intend to win.
No! What's happening?
I told you before, the Rosary's purpose is to keep your Night Eater side under control. In other words, to seal it away.
Fight it. Come on!
You'll find you can no longer move. What a miserable fate. And you are powerless to fight it. Farewell, boy. Here we go!
Oh, no, you don't!
How noble, putting yourself in harm's way for your little toy.
If I can just get these beads off, it'll be all right. I'll save you. You should be able to move now. Don't concern yourself with me. We're so close. Just a little further. I believe in you. Did you do it?
No, this can't be. I've been taken down by raw power. Perhaps it's my fate to be ousted by a superior force. Truly, you are stronger than I ever imagined.
So, we won then. Which means we get to make use of your machine.
Do whatever you want. I'm through. Finished. I return now to the darkness from whence I came. Though I can't imagine what use it could be to you now.
I'm going to use it to remake him. To make him a human being again.
Huh. What a preposterous notion.
It's all right. Even if the odds are stacked against me, I'm gonna make it work. Just you watch.
As you wish. Try with all your might. Farewell.
All right. I can do this myself if I need to, but with these injuries, I certainly wouldn't say no to some assistance. I suppose I don't have much choice. I'll give him a call. Hello? Yes, it's been some time, hasn't it? Well, not quite that long, I suppose. No, don't hang up. Don't hang up. I sent you an email, and I was wondering if I might be able to count on you to bring me those parts I listed. Why? Well, so you'll do it then. Well, that's all I could ask for. I'll be waiting. Ta-ta. Perfect. Everything should be taken care of. Now we play the waiting game. Oh, I'll be fine. This is nothing. Ah, he's here. He's here.
Who do you think I am? Asking me do this for you.
Thank you so much, Sakaguchi.
Yes, Miss Kasugai. Ma'am.
Oh, come now. Don't you think you're overdoing it just a tad? That's not important right now. What is important is getting everything ready. Our first order of business is to use this system to rid your body of both its Night Eater and Synthester blood. And more importantly, replace it with ordinary human blood. Piece of cake, really, thanks to modern medicine. Even if it weren't, I'd do whatever it took to save you. Well, I had a younger cousin. The Daishihan in Daishihan Pharmaceuticals is his family, and we Kasugais are an offshoot of that line. The Kasugai family has been practicing medicine for generations now, and the Daishihan family has been in pharmacology as far back as anyone can remember. Two lineages, two separate yet related fields of study. But the Kasugais and the Daishihans were not exactly on the best of terms with one another. Still, my cousin and I were close to the same age and quickly came to regard one another as brother and sister. And we decided one day that we wouldn't let the divide between our families keep us from working together and saving lives. That's the short version anyway. Only, he died before he had a chance to see that dream realized. He was sent abroad by his overzealous parents trying to show up our side of the family, and he had a mental breakdown. I didn't even know what was going on at the time because I was so busy with my research. I was working on my thesis at graduate school. He sent me a letter, but it got lost in the shuffle. I never even saw it. I feel like I could have saved him if I'd only made a little time to get involved. And I suppose my guilty conscience got the best of me, because I eventually decided to take a job at Daishihan Pharmaceuticals in his place, so I could save the lives he wasn't able to. Then I became CEO, by pure chance, essentially. And that's when I learned of the Synthesters, whose victims suffered mental breakdowns that seemed all too familiar to me. No medication seemed to help them, but that didn't mean no treatment could ever exist. So I resolved to find the root of the problem, and I investigated like never before, but to no avail. It seemed they, too, were beyond saving. And just when things looked their bleakest, I happened to hear about you. It sounds utterly ridiculous, but the first time I saw you, I took you for a hero. Your own body was a mess even then, but you were determined to save the people you loved, no matter what, like any hero would. That's why No, I think that's the best place to stop. The bottom line is, don't worry so much. Everything's gonna be fine. Bad luck cowers before the likes of you. I'm gonna start fine-tuning this system now. You're likely still worn out from fighting Soga, so feel free to rest a bit. I'll call you when it's ready. All right, Shion, stand firm. You're almost there. Just focus a little longer.
Oh, this is really heavy. Oh, why do I have to do this?
Stop whining and get back to work. Well, good morning.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Oh, Sakaguchi's harmless, don't worry. I simply had him bring me some medical implements.
This should be all of them. But there are plenty of other people to choose from at the company, you know. Why must I do all the heavy lifting here?
My, such hostility. You realize if this system were to be activated, everyone in town would be in danger, right? And I'd hate to see anything happen to someone who's been so very helpful to me.
I would too. Please, Don't get me involved.
Glad to see we're in agreement. We can just call this an act of atonement on your part. Seems only fitting, don't you think? After all, I did recently step down as CEO. Can't imagine why I would have ever done such a thing. Can you?
Fine, fine. You've made your point. I'll help.
That's a good boy. Quietly now, please. Oh, well, actually, I spoke to the head of the family and got my job back as president. Well, naturally, the Kasugai and Daishihan families are majority shareholders, controlling around 60% of the company's stock. Which means
she was able to buy her way back to the top despite my best efforts to drive her out, the little shrew.
You're damned right I was. But Sakaguchi, you really should watch your mouth. Calling your company president a shrew does you no favors.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
So it seems we have some uninvited guests on the way. Those freedom fighters are a clever lot, I must say. Can you move yet? I need just a little more time, so if you could... I'm so sorry. I know you'd rather do anything else than fight your friends. But for what it's worth, Sakaguchi's gonna fight by your side to make things easier.
What? Why me?
I'm busy, that's why. And I'm injured, or have you forgotten? Just buy me some time until everything's ready. They're on Main Street, apparently. Be careful, and go easy on them.
Those were some awfully strong girls. I think that takes care of your freedom fighters.
I'm impressed. You surpassed all my expectations, Sakaguchi.
Hey, I can get pretty serious when I need to.
Everything's ready on this end. I'm going to turn it on now. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. You're the one who's short on time right now. Let's begin the operation. Using this system, I'm going to replace all the blood in your body. So I'm gonna need you to go to sleep for a little while. The next time you open your eyes, you should be an ordinary human being again. Just a normal boy, like you'd find anywhere in Akiba. Blood pressure, nominal. Respiratory pressure, also nominal. Looking good across the board. The body hasn't rejected the transfusion either. It seems like the operation was a success.
I can hardly believe it. There's no precedent for this. This was an experimental operation, conceived of and performed entirely by you, and in almost no time at all.
That's all well and good, but I'm not finished just yet. Would you do me a favor, Sakaguchi? I want you to escape from here and take him with you.
What? What are you planning to do, Miss Kasugai?
I'm going to destroy this infernal contraption. With the system gone, this whole mess will finally be over. Soga's dark utopia will never be anything more than a fever dream, and this town will return to the way it was.
So why are we escaping?
Because if this machine is destroyed, all the life energy inside it will come pouring out. And I'm betting that's not gonna work out so well for whoever did the destroying.
Miss Kasugai, are you saying...
I'm saying I trust you'll get him to safety. Oh my, were you awake this whole time? I'm afraid there's no getting around it. This is goodbye. But I want to thank you. The time we spent together was wonderful.
Got me thinking, maybe it really isn't so bad for a woman my age to have a young lover like you. Can't even remember the last time I smiled into the mirror as I have been lately. I was hoping perhaps I could tour Akihabara with you once you'd become human again, but, Well, Sakaguchi, he's all yours now, and you'd better hurry. Won't take long for the system to reach its breaking point. This kind of overload tends to be rather hasty. Go, get into the elevator.
But...
Hurry!
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for thinking of me. And farewell, my dear, sweet.
There you are.
Oh, it's you.
Been 3 months since then, huh? Man, time sure does go quick. And not a trace of the synthesters left to be found. Back to the same old Akihabara we know and love. Ain't even been any plips about those things for a good long while now.
Shizuku went back to her home village last week. She said maybe there's some other way to keep the Night Eaters from dying out. But Rin has decided to stay in Akiba and continue to work as a pop artist for a while.
Hey, any way we can talk you into coming back? Nobody blames you, you know. And I'm sure Shion had her reasons for joining up with the organization.
I feel the same way. I know you must have had a very good reason to do the things you did. And you two are the ones who saved me after all.
It's Shion, ain't it? Guess even 3 months ain't long enough to forget somebody like her, huh? Well, you'll probably never forget her, but you know what I mean.
I'm so sorry. I believe in you. I know that you'll find a path of your own in time.
Just remember, no matter where you go or what you do, you'll always be part of the Akiba Freedom Fighters. You're welcome back here anytime. You got that?
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. It's been 3 months, hasn't it? Considering you never had a post-operative exam, you seem to be doing quite well. But never mind that. I haven't been frantically searching the town just to make small talk with you. Please, follow me. Time is short, so we need to hurry.
Why are you here? Let me guess. This was Sakaguchi's doing. Why does he choose now, of all times, to do something thoughtful? I'm sorry I didn't contact you. You must have been, well, upset, to say the least. Seems you weren't the only one with a penchant for bad luck. I hadn't planned to live through that explosion. Never had the slightest doubt that my life was going to end. And yet... Well, I'm planning to leave Japan for a while, tour the world, decide what I can do and what I should do. Try to find my place, I suppose. And I thought, since I'm going to be leaving the country soon, I'd do well to take one last good long look at Akihabara before I go. So here I am. But I never expected I'd run into you. I was afraid perhaps I'd have second thoughts if I saw you, about leaving. Now hold on. This isn't some sightseeing tour. I have no idea when or even if I'm coming back. I might even wind up visiting a country mired in civil war or some such thing. You're acting like a fool. I thought you'd certainly be back at your old life by now, and you have your friends in the freedom fighters, don't you? Yet, you're willing to throw all that away for me? I suppose, in the end, that's the kind of sheer idiocy Big Sis Shion loves about you. Hey! Keep your voice down. I never thought I'd fall for the lure of finding true happiness. But then, this is quite the moment we're having, isn't it? All right, what the hell? Let's do this. Let's leave Akiba behind us and fly off to the next great stage, wherever it may be.